Hey everybody, in today's video you're going to learn how to network effectively to get more videography clients. So first I want to say that, networking can be a very scary thing and also can be not really fun for a lot of people. Myself, I'm actually an introvert, which means that events kind of tend to drain me and I have to work myself up for them. But I've learned that it's really worth it because you do get business out of networking, and a lot of times business comes from just a face-to-face meeting, because people just want to know that you're a human being. And so to take a lot of the pressure off of networking, you should stop thinking of it as networking, and it's just more like participating in the industry and learning from people. When you go to a networking event, instead of thinking of it like, oh, I gotta sell myself, I gotta do this, I gotta accomplish that, I gotta take away something from it, just think of it like you want to go somewhere, you want to meet people at your own pace and just learn from them. The best way to network is just ask other people questions as opposed to trying to present something and make a hard sell. I'm not really into that style anyways. And what I've learned is that just being passionate about what you do and passionate about learning from other people, when you combine that in a social setting and a business card, it turns into business, into referrals. So without further ado, I'm going to give you some tips on networking. So basically what you want to do to network is you want to figure out first what type of events that you're going to. Every industry has their own events, which are networking events, and you want to figure out which ones you want to go to. And if you're really nervous about networking, it's usually easier to start off with a really big event because you could kind of blend into the crowd and you could just kind of see what's going on, and you could start a conversation with a random person and you don't feel like you're the center of the room or something like that. I've been to networking events where there's only like 20 people in the room and you feel like you got to be on, there's a lot of attention on you in when you start talking and stuff. But when you go to a really big event, first of all, there's a lot of cool presentations that you could learn from, and you could usually find somebody just like you that doesn't want to be there. But it's a great way to bond, Actually, my first tip for networking at a big event is to find the person that looks the most uncomfortable to be there. Okay? The reason why is when you go up to them and talk to them, like a wallflower or somebody that's just kind of by themselves, they're going to be so grateful that somebody's giving them attention that they'll also give you the attention, and it makes it easier to build a bond. You know what I mean? Sometimes people go to networking events and they're focused on trying to get the contact or connection with the most popular person in the room, whether they're a speaker or, a presenter or something like that. And that's really tough because those people get bombarded with attention and it's hard to stand out. And it's kind of nerve-wracking sometimes. So if you're a very beginning networker, the best thing to do is to meet somebody more like you at an event, because you're going to have a common ground of being nervous, So the next tip I have in successful networking is do what I call the flyby. Okay, a flyby is when you just drop in on an event, make sure that you're seen, have a conversation with the person organizing the event, and then you leave. Because they don't actually care how long you're there, they just care that you came. It's a gesture, it's showing that you're supporting them. So that's why it's really important to even just stop off for 10 or 15 minutes. A lot of times, I'll go to 2 or 3 events in a night, and it actually helps you save money because you're not spending money on drinks or doing that. You're just going to an event, saying hi, making sure that the person organizing the event or other people you want to meet see you there, and then you just leave. It's pretty simple, and trust me, it's really effective because what that does is that sets you up for an email follow-up or a Facebook follow-up or LinkedIn. So after the event, the next day, you just say, hey, it was really great seeing you. That was a great event. Let me know if you have any other events. And by the way, this is my link to my work. If you know anybody who might need, X service, please share it. And they're going to be happy to because you just supported their event. Remember, when it comes to networking in general, it's never about you. It's always about the other person. Okay, so that's why flybys are really effective. So the fourth way that I network is actually asking for email intros. So if you look through your contact list, there's going to be people who are just naturally really good at networking, that have a lot of contacts and are really popular. And a great way to get business is to just ask them to introduce you to somebody. So this is networking online, right? You don't have to be there in person. And really all you got to do is you send a message to this person and say, hey, like, this is what I do. In case you know anybody who might be interested in this, please forward this. Let me know. The thing about this, it's a little bit more of a long-term strategy because a lot of times they're not going to just have somebody right off the bat. Sometimes they might, but you have to think of it more like you're planting a seed that you'll water through consistent interaction over time. And the goal there is to basically get them to start thinking about you whenever they think of that service, right? So let's say, for instance, we started a real estate subdivision in our production company. I just started messaging everybody I know saying, hey, I do real estate video now. Here's my website for that. If you have anybody that might need it, like, please let me know. And they say, okay, thanks. Some of them referred business right away, some of them haven't. But when you supplement that with the next step I'm about to share with you, it turns into a referral network online. So the last step I'm going to share with you is this thing called social networking, okay? And that's basically through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat even. Basically what's going on there is you're going to network with people by being a human being. Be a real human, People don't actually respond well to you going blasting on your Facebook like, oh, this is what I do, check this out, this is so cool, please refer me. Like, no. What you want to do, again, is make it about them. So what I do every day is I'll go through my Facebook and I'll take the time to just hit the like button on people's posts or leave a little relevant comment to let them know I'm following them in my feed. And then when you share what you're working on, they'll naturally tune in and then want to share it themselves. So what I started doing is I started doing like live feeds or little behind the scenes clips when I'm on set, so that it's just there for people to see. I'm not pushing in their face in terms of please hire me, but it's there so that they see I'm actually working, that I'm really doing what I say I'm doing. And then when you combine that with just interacting on their feed, then it builds a relationship and then they'll start to refer more business to you. And it's really effective. So again, with social networking, you don't want to be salesy, you don't want to be pushy. It's more about just being passionate about other people's lives, what's going on in them, and then also being passionate about sharing what you're doing. So there you have it. Those are some of my best techniques for networking. I would love to hear from you. Please leave comments below in terms of how you network, what you like to do, and what challenges you have in networking. I'll definitely check them out and I'll respond to you the best I can. Bye. All right. What I'll do a lot of times, that means anytime, basically.
Just explain the flyby event.
Okay, hear from you. What are your sexy techniques for networking?